Howdy, folks. Welcome to another day in the Milky Way. And today is Higher Minds Monday. And yes, we're back, folks. I do apologize. I have needed some rest the past few days. And so that is where I have been. And let me tell you, I did rest.
Yay.
So, Trina, you're saying that it seems like quite a few people are just.
Everybody I know, they're like, I just feel like exhausted. Everybody is saying this. I mean, everybody.
Well, I pretty much was just down to, I'd been trying to heal. Lord, I started off with that upper respiratory virus, as we've all known. And then I went
Mhm.
through that stepping on the nail, foot getting infected. And then I get bursitis in the elbow. And that's pretty much the swellings went down. It's still real hard, though. But I was like, man, I know when I'm sleeping, my body's repairing itself. So if I feel tired and I feel like I'm going to sleep, I'm going to sleep. I
That,
mean,
that is the best thing ever you could do for you. Best thing ever. Best thing ever.
So that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to tell you, like, man, before, oh my God, I look like a boxer, but the bags have went down somewhat, subsided. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I'm
look like
tired
Rocky
too.
Balboa there for a while, though.
Oh boy. Yeah. And I've been working like insane, like every single day, every day. It's insane.
I just don't know how you do it sometimes.
Sometimes I don't either. I get tired. I'm tired right now. And like you're like, I'm tired. I'm like, oh man, me too. And then like my daughter, she's saying, I'm so tired. And everybody I know, even my clients, they're like, oh, it just seems like I'm just tired this week. I'm busy and tired. And I was like, everybody's feeling good, right? And they're like, yeah, we feel good. We're just tired. I was like, common. Everybody's saying that. I wonder if it's this energy.
Shoot, I tell you one person that's immune to it's my stepdad. Like, and even when he's tired, the cure is work.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
that's
that's
kind of for
all he
me
does.
too. When I get really, really tired, sometimes movement is the best medicine for me too. So I get that. I totally understand that.
I just fear for his health sometimes, though. I mean, he just works himself to death, literally. I see
Yeah,
Robert
but you
V's
know
in
what
the
though?
chat. Huh?
Sometimes that's a beautiful thing for people because they don't want to get sick and go. They want to go
That's
fast
what
and
that's
hard.
his coping mechanism. I
Yeah,
mean,
fast
I
and
know.
hard. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. So I saw Robert V's in here. Robert, I apologize for last night. As I was just saying, there was no way I could do a show last night.
He was like, I needed to get me some sleep.
And literally, I was asleep during the time I should have been scheduling and all that. Like literally, like I said, I slept pretty much off and on all day. So
Yeah, you needed a break. Sometimes you gotta shut her down. I'm telling you.
we'll
You
make
gotta
back up
listen to
for it this week, though. I do promise that.
right on.
I was telling, I've told Trina I wasn't telling her earlier, but I really haven't been scheduling shows that far ahead because I kind of got to be feeling it, and I don't want to force a show and do this, whatnot. So thankfully, I've got good people on hand, but I do need to start scheduling some shows. I know Michael Connors. I want to get him back on. He's wanting to come back on. He's got such a great energy about him. So
Right
he's
on.
infectious. So I will start scheduling some shows back up. Like I said, my health seems to be improving. Thankfully, so hopefully we can
Yeah,
continue
without
that
that, we
trend.
don't have anything, right? It's
No,
it's gosh, I mean it is like makes you or breaks you.
absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm glad you got some rest.
So, and I mean, I ain't gonna be able to rest much longer, Lord. The gardens to be put out. I mean, it's that time of year. It's work time, so
Mm-hmm.
got to get it flowing. Speaking of food, I was watching something on History Channel. It's how food built America. And if I don't know, I know most people on here don't watch TV, but when I watch like history and things like that. So if you can watch history, just check that out. It's pretty good. It's
Mm-hmm.
we hear a lot about how the Carnegies and the Rockefellers and all that, but this is more based down upon food entrepreneurs. And really a lot of our millionaires and billionaires come through food and food innovations and things like that. But as I was telling Trina before we come on, it's kind of funny. The common theme throughout it was all of these people were coming up with these ideas, like these brilliant ideas, but
Yeah.
they were content, just making ends meet. But it would take other people seeing their processes and things stepping in, and they would end up buying it. People like Margaret Post, that
Yeah.
owned Post. She was the benefactor of Post after her father had passed away, and she really took it to where it's at today. And like, but
Yeah.
she wasn't buying these companies up for the company per se. It was for all the patent rights. I mean, it was people seeing the future and what was going to really bring it in. So I mean, check it out. It's a pretty interesting series. So
Yeah. It's amazing.
and that leads me to my next thought is, I saw a commercial, and I don't know if anybody's really followed. I know a lot of you're either with NASA or not NASA, and I'm on the fence. I know NASA's full of shit, but I know there's things you can learn from it, and I've been a space buff all my life.
Right.
Man, they're really blowing up this where we're firing off 2 astronauts to the space station for the first time on American soil in like 10 years. And we got these new space suits, these slim down space suits. And I'm not saying anything's going to happen, but like, man, they're putting the lipstick on a pig, so to say, for this one for some reason. I can't figure it out. I don't, it's like we're going to space for the first time ever. So I don't know. Anyway, keep an eye on
Yeah.
that.
All I know is if your radar is going off, there's definitely something to figure out.
Something's not right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That much I know, because I know that your discernment's been pretty spot on.
it's driving me nuts.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's see who. Lord, we already got 41 with us. Let's see who we got. Of course, I've let it get too far behind as usual. There's Miss Deborah Trudeau. How you doing? There's My Skies 5D. What's going on, buddy? It's been a while. Julianne Payne from Down Under. We had her on the other night, doing the poems and stuff, and I was talking to my mom the next day. And even she was talking about, like, we were discussing how we all look younger and all that. And my mom was mentioning, she was like, Julie does look totally different. She does look younger. And so I'm glad it wasn't just me that thought that.
Right. It's the frequency. I swear it is.
It is. It is. There's David Castle. What's going on? Pure Love Ascension. She's always a pleasure. I was glad to have her on the other night too. We got to get her back on here and give her some more talk time though.
Right.
Let's see who else we got. Teresa D'Antone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Who else? Twisted Isby. What's going on, brother man? Miss Chloe. I'd like to thank Chloe. She made a $20 donation.
Oh,
Namaste. Thank you so much for keeping this vibe going.
mm-hmm.
She's soul family, just like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Robert V, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend. Big Al, what's going on? Speaking of legends. Who else we got? Saturnian Sun, what's going on, my man? I think. Yeah. Sometimes I get, is it man, woman? Darth Samuel DeGuyan, how you doing? Good to see you. Think agape love always and forever. Indeed. Miss Jill Jarrett, what's going on? Anna Allen, I'd like to thank her again. I thanked her the other night, but she made a $10 donation, so thank her. Namaste. Who else we got going on? Rebecca Galactinoff, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you, hon. Always a pleasure. There's Mr. Steve, slightly slanted, 3-4 truth. I got it right this time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. There's Miss Delaney. What's going on, sweetie? Miss Mary Wins, Public Relations 101. Mandy Moo. I think we just sent a couple of messengers back and forth. She was talking about Lemuria still sinking, and she had sent some diagrams of New Zealand and Japan. And as I responded back to her, I know that's happening to a lot of islands around the world as the water levels are rising.
Yeah.
One case, here in the U.S. is right off the Louisiana border. There is an island that used to, I think, had like 1,200 inhabitants, and is now under like a foot of water. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah. All right, let's keep her rolling here. If I miss anybody, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get you. Regine Huddleston, how you doing? Good to see you. I saw she made moderator on Wayne's channel. Congratulations.
Right on.
There's Johan. How you doing? Twilight Miss. One of these years, I'm going to get her on here.
Right on.
Deborah Sloan, how you doing? Good to see you.
There's
Burning
so many.
Ego Bee. Now, did that used to be Twisted Ego Bee? No, I think that's a different one.
Yeah.
Okay. Rebel Rose, what's going on? I'd love to get her back on here too. I swear it's just and let me tell you, anybody out there that sent me an email, I was talking to Drina before this. I just
You
I
needed
hadn't
a,
had it
a
in
break.
me.
Yeah.
I will get back to you. I am way backed up, but I will. I'll do it in the next couple of days. I promise. Lost in Space. What's going on? Dark Truth. There's good to
Hi,
see
Dark.
you. Good to see you. Sherry Large, how you doing? Lord, I told you I let it get too far behind. Twisted Isby, I think I said that. Yeah. Paul from Newcastle, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Let's see. Mandy, yeah, I said Mandy Moo. Scratch, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you. Don Corchino, how you doing? Good to see you. There's Miss Brandy Robinson and Diana Reeves. Now we're starting to roll through some new ones. Okay, yay.
Yay.
I'm there.
Hi, Soul Tribe.
All right. Party at the Moon Tower. Okay, the energy is here. It is 11 after, so we're right on key. You got anything you'd like to share?
Just that I just love doing this, and I love just being here and listening to you say hi to all the people. It's just so cool.
I mean, like you said, it's soul family.
And you just hear the connections. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, I'm already
Hi,
not
you
tired.
guys. I love you.
I'm already not tired. I'm already starting to sweat a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know
thanks
why.
for the energy.
I'm getting hit with like emotional love tonight, like a love bomb. It's like wow.
It's probably pity for me. No, I don't need no pity. But I will say, and the only reason I'm saying this is because my mom said something to me. You know, this is one thing I truly need to work on is pride. And so I'm asking for any energetic help that y'all are willing to send me. I mean, just good energy. Don't put no ties on it because when you get a lot of this energy coming at you, it's hard to sort out. So I'll take any healing energy you want to send because I guess my mom's just sick, just as sick as I am with me being sick. So, she's had her and my stepdad, thank God, have helped me get through all this. So anyway, I will take some energy healing. So please and thank you.
How about a focus with reducing inflammation?
There you go. That's beautiful. Like I said, I'd like to reduce it down as much as possible. So
inflammation reduction.
Yeah, I'll take it. So
because that fixes like all kinds of stuff too. It's awesome.
So anyway, there you
go. Of healing.
Trust me, you got to keep the mom happy.
Oh yeah, and she's just crying out with her heart because she just loves you. She wants to see you happy and healthy and thriving.
Nothing but the best. But anyway, like I said, I don't like asking for it, but thank you. I appreciate it. So without further ado, at 10:13, woke up this morning about 10:13, had a 6-pack of stout and a stick of sensei. Anybody know who that is?
No.
Red Hot Mama.
Oh, right on.
I can't remember who the original singers was of that. Widespread Panic sings it now. If anybody can tell me in chat who sang Red Hot Mama first, let me know, please.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's do this. There's Miss Amanda B. How you doing, hon?
Hi, Amanda.
So I don't know where we're at. I know it's part 2 and it's peace and pure love. So
oh wow, isn't that funny? I'm like telling you, I don't know why I'm feeling a love energy tonight. And then look at the title. You can't make this stuff up, guys. I seriously did not know that. That's too funny.
Wow. I saw that earlier before I had put up, and it brought to mind, the Steve Winwood song "Higher Love."
Oh, I love that song. That's
and what does higher love? Real quick before we start, what does higher love mean to you? Is that a higher love as far as in a relationship, or do you think that's a higher love towards oneself?
I think agape love, like that's the best like definition of it. Cause like agape love, is a love that encompasses all love, and it's the highest vibration. It's not trying to get anything back. It's just 100% just flooding, giving, because there's no end to it because it's so big. So I think it's like the highest levels of love, and I don't think it has to do with anything with like human relationships and aspect. I mean, those when you're in those resonance of bliss and ecstasy, oh, that's you're there. But like I said, it's temporary here. I think that kind of love is a love that never ceases. It doesn't ever stop.
Hmm. I didn't even know what agape love. I always liked saying, think always, agape love always and forever. I always like saying that, but I never truly knew what it meant.
Yeah, that's what it means. It's literally like love from source creation, because they're saying, creation is love. So when they define the creator as love, they use agape love as the definition of that love. It's an all encompassing, all life giving, light giving source essence of love. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's kind of not a relationship based thing. It's way bigger than that.
Johan says, I wrote a poem about love, but nobody gets it. Why don't you come on and share it with me? And,
Yeah.
I never got to get to Deborah Trudeau's, she writes me a lot of emails, and I still want to share a lot of those because she sends me some amazing emails. So,
Wow.
Johan, if you'd like to come on and read that poem, and anybody else that'd like to join me, maybe Friday night we can do something like that.
Yeah, that's fun.
So, all right, well, I don't see anything else. I guess we'll get her rolling.
Okay.
10:15. So here we go. Peace and pure love. There is a place of pure love. It is everywhere, at a higher vibration of thought than we are used to. Most of us are blocked from experiencing it because we are not tuned in. We can turn the knob and turn to the universal radio by raising the vibration of our thoughts and mind. We tune to the universal radio by thinking lovingly of something or someone, showing gratitude, giving unselfishly of ourselves and other acts of love. We also need to block, neutralize, and transmute erroneous thoughts, conscious and unconscious, in our mind. With conscious thoughts, you just push them out. With unconscious thoughts, you can do as Joe Vitale explains in his book Zero Limits. Just keep saying to yourself, I love you. By saying this, you show affinity to God. I am sorry for the erroneous thoughts within me that have caused lack of abundance in my life, or whatever you want corrected. Please forgive me. By this, you show humility. Thank you. By this, you show gratitude. Keep doing it, and you will clean the unwanted mind programs from your subconscious mind and open the channel for flow of the universal consciousness. These are like the magic words that open the gate to the spiritual world of creative energy. Next up, spiritual prayer. If you know who you are, have learned how to speak and think and pray in the spiritual language, this can get you a clear line of communication and manifest wondrous things for you and your loved ones. To surround yourself with love is essential. Clearly, in detail, with emotion and feeling, visualize what you are asking for. Know it is you and know it is yours. By using your own vocabulary and what resonates with you, you can say or think something like, number one, God, universal consciousness in me, guide me to reach out and touch other minds and souls so we can create great things for our family and mankind. It's kind of what the message I got. Number two, God, universal consciousness in me. Allow for love to flow through me and everything I do to create peace and harmony. Number three, God, universal consciousness in me. Give me the wisdom to serve mankind by whatever. Number four, God, universal consciousness in me. Give me the wisdom to remove the obstacles caused by case and whatever, for the best of all concerned or for the highest good of all concerned. Number five, if you're going into a difficult situation, you could say something like, God, universal consciousness in me, walk with me, lead me, guide me through this situation with love so it is solved to the best of all concerned. Remember the golden rule of spiritual prayer. You must have emotion, vivid visualized images, and what you ask for should be to the benefit of several people, not just you alone. From then on, it is up to you. Start creating. Keep in mind what you visualize can often show up as a surprise from totally unexpected sources and much better than you thought of it in the first place. If you do not get the job, it was not yours in the first place. Universal consciousness has something better for you. You keep looking and listening to what little quiet voice in the back of your mind. When you get the idea, sudden thought, or inspiration, act on it. Maybe you're not supposed to have a job at all. It could be that you have a skill that is in demand but no money. You may meet someone who has the money, and if you have the skills, you could start a business together. Write down everything you can think about in regard to the business idea and flood it with love. Then go into meditation and ask, this is for you. You will know. Remember, jobs are not designed for financial independence. Self-employment is. After being in business for myself for almost all my life, all I can say, in the early days, even if we're not making any profits, but just rotating cash flow, I had a better life than most who had jobs. You have the freedom to take off when you could, to work on the dream and enjoy the people you meet in a different way when you are self-employed. Your time is, for the most, your own. It creates a satisfaction that is normally not there with a job. There are many good and fulfilling jobs, and I'm not taking anything away from that. There are just some people who want freedom and independence for fulfilling the dream and are not suited for jobs. I just happen to be one of those people. Attracting things to you through manifesting and working with love can create absolutely anything your mind is ready to accept. Once the flow of good things in your life has started, do not change a thing. Keep doing what you're doing. And until you get it, keep imagining it as if you already have it. There it is again, the old saying, fake it until you make it. There is no such thing as lack of money. There is only lack of higher consciousness thinking and love. Whatever you can imagine, you can think into creation. There's an endless supply from the freely accessible pool of love, the creative universal consciousness for all you wish to manifest. How about using love for accident repair? Let us say you had an automobile accident and broke your leg. You can feed the situation, everyone involved, your leg, the automobile, the other people who may have ran into you, or maybe you ran into them, the other automobile, and yourself with heavy doses of love, and turn it around for something good to come from it. Everything is created from love and can be corrected by love. As love grows, nothing can defeat it. I can only imagine what could happen if a husband and wife sent love to each other all the time. What do you think would happen to the divorce rate? It would plummet. The attorneys would cry their eyes out. I was once talking to an attorney in Tucson, Arizona. He made the comment, crime is up, life is good. Boy, they need to be sent some love. Maybe their world would fall apart. If a lot more people would be sending love to them and the world as a whole, people would be civil to each other. What if a large number of people would send love to their elected officials in Washington, D.C.? You could screw them up for life. They may not be able to lie to you so much, or maybe they would not be able to steal from you so much. Remember, every time they pass a bill for a project that requires to send money to a far corner of the world, or on a program that has not worked well from its inception, they're stealing from you because they make you, your children, your grandchildren, and your grandchildren's children responsible for that debt. Of course, this is taxation without representation. Do you feel represented? That is why I'm suggesting we all take a little time to send love to the Capitol building and Washington, D.C. in general. America is in trouble and needs the help. Ain't that the truth? You can never OD on love. There are so
Brian,
many, huh?
do you know that that's like a straight up scientifically proven? If we all prayed love over our capitals, it would start to change things really,
Oh,
really
yeah,
fast. It really,
absolutely.
really would. I wonder if that's something we should literally do.
Why not?
I need literally, I mean, what was 60 seconds? That, yeah, and then when he was saying those words, these are the four magic things that open the gates to the universe. I'm sorry, I love you, thank you, please forgive me. The Ho'oponopono.
Mm.
I wonder if we literally started doing this, if we would see massive changes in a very fast matter.
I would have to say yes more than no. I mean, just to be honest with you, I would.
Me
I mean, I
too.
don't see no reason why it shouldn't work.
Well, maybe have suggestions from chat. Maybe we should do, 60 seconds of the Ho'oponopono, or 60 seconds of just focusing, loving our capitals and our governments as a group, whatever they think.
We can do it at the end of this reading if you want to.
Yeah, I think we should. Literally, I think we should start this, and when we get together, take 60 seconds and just focus our energy as a group on a common goal.
Sounds good to me. So we'll do it at the end then.
Yeah, you just said that. I was like, man, I keep hearing this. I want to run it by you before I forget.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, okay, we'll do it at the end then.
Right on.
All right, here we go. Let's see. No, I'll start at the top. You can never OD on love. There are so many reasons why we need more love. I do not know where to start. It can keep you healthy, happy, cure ailments, slow the aging process, improve your lifestyle and living standard, better the quality of your food and water, improve your chances with the opposite sex, and on and on. And here's something we should do with love every day. When you sit down to eat, close your eyes for a moment. Visualize you are sending love to the food. Say something like, I bless this food and drink and fill it with love so it will heal and nourish my body. I love you. At the same time, you visualize your heart chakra opening up and the bright white light of the Universal Father's love flowing from it to the food. You will know when it is enough. Science experiments with this have been done in Japan. They took regular water and cursed over it and said something like, I hate you, I hate you. This is the Emoto. Then they took a drop of it, put it on a glass, and froze it. Under the microscope, they could see the crystal structure of the water ice as it was dark, convoluted mess with no symmetry. Then they took the same water and prayed over it and were thinking of wonderful images. They again took a drop of it, spread it out on a glass plate, and froze it. Under the microscope, they could see the water frozen into a bright, beautiful, and perfectly symmetrical crystalline shapes filled with light. If you would like to read more about what words and thoughts can do to water and other living things, you need to read The Shape of Love and other works by Masaru Emoto. There have also been other experiments with freezing the water after being exposed to rap music and classical music. When they examined it under the microscope, rap music totally destroyed the crystalline structure of the ice crystals and made a mess of it. Think of microwaving food. It will have the same destructive effect on water and food. Classical music, on the other hand, created perfectly symmetrical and beautiful line-filled crystalline shapes of the frozen water. Therefore, send love and positive thoughts to your food, drink, and environment. It will be more calming, give you more life energy, and good health. This bright white light of love energy is life energy. It is an expression of the universal consciousness or God, so it should be good for you. You can also use this love energy to stay healthy. I have done this in one form for over 45 years and basically have never been sick except for an occasional cold and self-imposed hangover in my misspent youth. Well, I need to listen to this one. Of course, colds can also easily be killed by hyperventilation for 5 minutes, a couple of times per day. You then will fill the blood with oxygen. Medical science knows that no virus or anaerobic bacteria can live in heavy oxygenated environment. That can kill the virus. Also, flood yourself with bright white love energy to stay well. And guess what? It is free.
Absolutely.
Healing is not a very well understood activity. Medical doctors do not know how to do it anymore. Ain't that the truth? They're just technicians who remove symptoms mostly. That's why they call it medical practice. They don't know what the hell they're doing. Unless, of course, you need an operation and you give them a scalpel. They can do the most mind-boggling and fantastic things. Let us not take that away from them. Modern medicine has come a long way, but healing is still this mysterious thing few talk about. It involves removing the cause for the illness, not just the symptoms. For it to work best, we need to heal ourselves first. And by doing that, we can help someone else heal themselves. In a mind created universe, even healing starts in the mind. Remember, we created and are maintaining our part of the universe. So everything in it is our creation. Other people are in our creation, and it becomes our problem when something they do does not work as intended. Therefore, we can heal them by healing us. This is what a Poaponu is all about. There are erroneous and faulty subconscious mind programs where these people are involved, and we can correct these programs. To heal yourself, you can try saying something like, I love you, I am sorry, please forgive me, thank you. That's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
You are addressing the universal consciousness. You are showing humility and asking the divine universal consciousness to help you forgive yourself. Because remember, it is your mind created world. You created this part of it, so we can use divine forgiveness. That goes for us also. We need to forgive. Here's a good one for you. When did you last say to someone who hurt you, I forgive you? Most of you might say, never. You see, everything can change. When we change our inside, we automatically change the outside. We must let go of the baggage of lower vibrations. The one thing that is holding us back from letting go of the negative baggage we're dragging around with us is the ego. The ego is also the one thing that is preventing us from connecting to the universal consciousness. It does this by keeping the chatter running in our conscious mind all the time, as well as running the useless and self destructive subconscious mind programs. These programs manipulate and manage to control the subconscious mind so it clogs the channel, carrying higher vibrational information and creative energy from the universal consciousness. An old Greek philosopher said, we're disturbed not by what happens to us, but by the thought of what happens to us. When we change our thoughts about our lives will change. It all starts in the mind. It may not look like it on the screen and behind the scene, but you're the only one who can help you and make changes in your illusionary life by creative higher consciousness thinking. We have to let go of the ego. When we start ignoring the ego, it starts going away and love will flow more freely in our life. Some would say, I need the ego. It is the driving force behind success. Yes, submerged in the illusion it might be if you select it to be. Without the ego in the way, the kind of success you would have by opening up for the creative energy and power of the universal consciousness is unimaginable, but just by using your conscious understanding. You will discover new areas of success you never knew existed or thought of before. You do not have to work so hard to get things to appear in your life. I keep using these terms. Things seem to be just falling out of the trees on your path. Once you have removed the ego so it does not obstruct you anymore, you will see that there is nothing outside of you anyway, except the mind created illusion. Since universal consciousness is all there is, and you are part of that energy, you are not creating more new things when you are bringing new things into your life. You are just drawing more to you of what you already are and forming into something useful to you and the illusionary world by using your physical conscious mind to visualize it into existence in the non physical world from where it comes back to you. When you live from the higher consciousness thinking and inspiration, everything changes. You will have more clarity, happiness, abundance, inspiration, and good health. Even the mind created illusions change for the better. When the ego is out of the way and negative things happen, a derivative of another metaphor I know, you can wash it out with love. You say to the situation and yourself, I love you, I love you, I love you. And love breaks the situation down and it goes away. By this increase your by this you increase your spiritual capacity and experience so you can advance and create more of abundance and create what you need in life and other people's lives. You can send this love energy to others as a specific healing or for their general welfare. even if they do not know it. No one gets hurt by love. Think of its pure source, and it is already you. It is also them and the universal consciousness, God. You just help to open them up to the universal consciousness, would be more recognizable flowing through them. It is kind of like priming the pump. Once their true self-discovery or self-discovers this energy is flowing again, they will want more of it and start opening up their minds for it to flow on its own again. There is so much more you can do with love. Try using it for improving your love life. When you flood yourself with love, you will attract all kinds of people, not just the opposite sex. If you're going to a business meeting and not sure of what to expect, flood yourself with love before you go in, as well as flood the meeting room and the people participating in the meeting. You will be surprised at the outcome. If you're going to a party and you suspect there may be conflicting personalities there, flood yourself and the whole house you're going to with love. Often that could take away any conflict before it happens and people are happier. If you're writing a letter to someone and you're not sure of how they will feel about it, flood the letter with love. When you sign a contract, flood the document with love. There will be less of a chance for breach of contract. By now, you're probably starting to get an idea about how to improve your finances. Flood your checkbook, investments, stock certificates, work, boss, the project you may be working on with love. Go and meditate. Seek the counsel of universal consciousness to help fund your business, to help another 1,000 people have a job with your company or something like that. That would certainly take care of your finances also. It is best to do these things because you know it is the right thing to do and not because you want the glory. Doing it for ego generated and expected reward will most likely short circuit the intent and the flow from the universal consciousness. If your boss is a bad apple and a tyrant, quit sending him bad thoughts. Flood him with love. He may change over the next few weeks. If he is that unbearable, it is because he is not happy either. He most likely has very little love in his life. Send a message with love you are sending him. Tell him to find something else where he would be happy. I know one lady who could testify to the truth that this works. Right, Gail? If you have an automobile which is on its last leg, flood it with love. It will probably not fix a motor that is using more oil than gasoline, but you may end up with a new automobile. Are you getting the idea by now? Phew, thank God that's over. I was like, is this one going to end?
Yeah,
Because I wanted to say it was like a lot of that's, things that I needed to hear, talking about and with my healing.
absolutely.
It's like, it's just another testament how you were talking. It's like we talk about these things before, and then we come on and start doing this reading, and it's telling us what we need to hear.
Yeah, and it's basically describing agape love, how you can use it for every single thing in your life because it is part of creation. Another way it was shown to me was love is what delivers light, and light and love and life, all three are one in a trinity of fire. And that fire comes from the spark or the light, and that comes from love. So it is so powerful. It's not only the spark within the mind, it's the spark within the heart. So it's both.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
She's just now realized you were here.
Hi,
She's coming
T.
in. I didn't see any questions, so
I didn't either. Everybody's just chat, and everybody was listening for a while too when you were reading the love stuff. They were
I can kind
listening.
of see it out of the bottom of my eye and see when chat slows down. So that's
Yeah,
when I know people are actually paying
like I said,
attention.
that's very powerful information. It really is, and this is how. Basically, it's a cheat sheet for the Matrix, straight up. It
And like I
really,
said, it blows me
really does.
away. Like, I'm sitting here reading and it's like, why didn't I read this a couple of days ago? You know what I'm saying? Instead of just laying here.
Though, isn't it funny how we sink into these funks, and then when you decide to pull yourself up and you shift your vibration, then beautiful things like this come to just help keeping you on the ladder to greatness.
Yep. The way I've kind of figured it out though is I mean, literally throughout my life, I, you hear sometimes you got to learn lessons the hard way. Literally every one of my lessons have been learned the hard way. There was no easy lessons. I have had to live them out entirely.
Yeah. You
I
know,
guess that's just to get it through this thick skull.
not me. My hardest thing was they were very hard when I was learning to trust my intuition. Because if I didn't trust my intuition, it was a bad deal. And those were hard things. But falling down a few times, especially too, because when I was young, I was on a motorcycle a lot. So if I didn't listen to my instincts, I'd crash. So I learned to trust pretty young, and I think that helped me with a lot of my lessons. But I don't care. I think we sign up for brutal crap. I think we literally sign up for it.
Oh, I mean, there's no doubt. I've
Yeah.
said that, but now I question my sanity for
Yeah,
signing
no.
up for this again, because I was like I said, literally every lesson has been learned the hard way. But now that's what I said from the beginning, though. How could I truly understand what someone else is going through if I've never really walked in that path myself?
That's what I'm
So
saying. I
I
think I
can
think we're
I can
we're
relate
all
to a lot of people.
oh, absolutely. And you would not be able to, because like remember Brian I always say, nothing's kind of real till you feel it. We come down into this human experience, into a sensory, five sense experience. And yeah, we're down here learning how to navigate through all this stuff. I think our human bodies that we have right now on Earth, I think has been a process of evolution and growth. And I'm not saying like the Darwin's evolution, I'm saying genetic modifications. And also, I think attributes giving to us through our process of evolution. And one of those beautiful gifts I think that we did receive was in, coming from out of a more animalistic nature. And I think that that happened to us going because we went through trauma. But through that process, we've learned how to love. We've learned how to reconnect with the spirit. We've learned how to reconnect with, the unseen worlds. And that's powerful, because that's like the gods, you know what I mean? So we're starting to act like part of our lineage, which
I
is
like what
cool.
Twilight Miss just said. She said, I just figured out a great acronym for love: living omnipotent vibrational vortex energy.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Yeah, I like that. See, even more recent. Come on here, girl. Tell them, Trina. It's
Beautiful.
just like coming on here and talking to friends, isn't it?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Oh, well, hopefully this one isn't as long.
Yeah.
I can
But
take a
how
breather.
could you? The power of love. We're learning.
Absolutely. All right, the wild card of previous agreements. Well, this has got to be interesting.
Oh, I bet.
There is a wild card in the equation for you. Love energy is entirely spiritual with physical effects. It can only give you what is spiritually best for you. If you made an agreement with the guardians of the soul to do something, to go through certain afflictions or experiences during your physical lifetime, chances are you may be locked into that situation, and it is difficult to change. This agreement may have been done when you chose your physical life scenario before you were born into this illusionary holographic game of learning for the soul. The guardians of the soul are still part of the illusion, just in a higher vibratory hologram in the illusion. Though they appear spiritual in nature compared to the physical, they are just other souls on their spiritual path and are engaging in their learning at this higher level of vibration. I'm wondering, is that what would that be, higher selves, or would that be, just these entities that people call upon, maybe like archangels, things to that whatnot? What's
You
your
know,
thoughts on that?
when I think about anything of higher vibration, I always think about, you want to be bringing that in through your higher self. But I think through your higher self, you literally have direct communication with angels and everything else that's available in the universe, because your higher self is the fullness of that. So, yeah.
All right. I just wondering about that. Still
Yeah, 'cause
pondering. Get back
the
to him.
hologram is here and it is the illusion, but the spiritual part of you, that's the part of you that's real. And that's the part of you that's connected to everything. And that can get a hold of anything. You know, today, Brian, I was actually seeing a powerful tool for like this because I was reading some love stuff in my book too, and it was about the agape love. Interesting. And then you bring it up. It's so synchronistic. But I was seeing that, like, one of the fastest ways that we can start manifesting is literally it's imagination. We keep talking about this, you know,
Yes.
use your imagination. But what I was seeing was literally we're creating a template in the spiritual realm. And after you see it, what you want to see, or you have a vision of what you want to see made in this world, I literally see us like grabbing it and pulling it down into the third dimension, like energetically, like throwing a lasso out and hooking that crap and dragging it down. And see, these are the imagination tools. Once you can get them, this is literally how you start manifesting faster and stronger, because this is new information for me. So it's like they're showing me we're going to start being able to literally grab these ideas of our imagination and anchor them in the third dimension reality very quickly and very powerfully. And that is really cool and good news.
Yeah. Imagine this as far as manifesting. When you, like you're saying, you envision this template. So
Yeah,
imagine when we start using the telepathy and we're able to actually transfer that template to another person's mind, and then and you can transfer it to all these other people. Imagine how fast we could manifest at that rate. You could literally
unbelievable.
manifest before your eyes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think this is maybe why we need to start doing this after the shows is just 60 seconds of us focusing on one thing like love. Send it out however you want, whichever direction you want, whatever way you want. We're all just going to focus on that and just manifest it and imagine new templates of love and bring them into the earth, literally. And I wonder if this is a really good foundation for the telepathic, because once we start connecting with the focused connective thought, we connect as a group. I mean, literally, it literally, tangibly, energetically forms a web.
Hey, you know how I'm rolling.
Rock on.
I mean, there's a method to the
Rock
madness.
on.
I still don't know what it is, but there's a method to the madness. I promise you.
Oh, yeah, we're learning as we go, but that's all divinely guided. It's going to be super
Oh,
fun.
absolutely.
Super fun.
Okay, well, let's continue. Your long term spiritual growth has precedence over short term physical preferences. Still, you have control of most of the conditions in your life, and likely part of your master plan you agreed to before you entered this life cycle. Could
Hmm.
be that you would learn how to work with love and do all the things that you are doing now. I know it gets complicated. I keep saying, do not overthink this. It may not look like it, but you are guided. After you have read this again and my other writings, it will not be so complicated. Within your master plan, there is an agenda for you. It is your job to improve on that plan, manifest around it, create other things so you may avoid some more negative things that would otherwise be planned for you. That is free will. Most
Yes.
of what happens between physical lifetimes is also mind created, only at a higher level of vibration and consciousness. The only thing that is real there why am I getting stutter step? The only thing that is real there is the higher realms as well as the physical, is the soul essence of mind, the real you. You see, higher evolving spiritual entities are on the same path as you are, only at a higher vibration, further ahead maybe. They are not evolved in the hologram, doing their work, learning, creating at their level, and having fun interacting with other spiritual entities at their level. Perhaps in the beginning of your search, it may be more of a matter of curiosity for you than wanting, believing, or needing to verify it to yourself. That's okay. Here's a key for you. As a man thinketh, so he is. That
Hmm.
was written and became a permanent record in a compilation of religious writings assembled 1,686 years ago called the Bible. The Bible is not put together before them, so you see, what you believe has enormous power in your life. In the middle of it all, never forget that no one person has all the answers and no one book has all the truth. What you read here is based on science and ancient records and the truth as I perceive it as it comes from the universal consciousness. So we could say all translations and interpretations are man made. Bingo.
Yep.
The closer we get to the flow of universal consciousness, the closer we are to having everything we do guided by universal consciousness. That should be our goal. So, how do we know when love is flowing and information is coming through the universal consciousness? Spiritual energy manifests itself in the mental existence in the beginning as little thoughts, flashes of insight, and a knowing. The flow of love manifests itself as flashes of compassion and emotion attached to the information. Tears will often flow. Later, it grows and becomes more encompassing in your mind. You will feel it there all the time. You may have asked for information on the specific issue to solve a task you have. When the information comes, it can come as a clump of information at any time. It is downloaded into your conscious understanding from the subconscious mind as volumes and volumes of information that is fully understood by you. You need to write it down right away. Even though this type of information sticks very well in your memory, later you may get this clump of information together with visual pictures. Sometimes there may be moving pictures as you would have in an eidetic memory. When you get these pictures and movies, a common term is visions. Observe not just the object, but also the background. There may be really interesting stuff in it. Think of it this way. This information may not come from your physical reality, and the universal consciousness did not clean it up, but sent everything that was in the bubble of information, surroundings and all. This is the one thing that you will really like to achieve. You keep at it and do not give up, and you will have some very interesting experiences coming up. And I like how he keeps describing the downloads because it does it's not like anybody that really gets them, they know. That was one thing that I used to discern when I was talking to people, and people were talking, oh, it come to me and they were telling me this and telling me that ain't the way downloads comes in. It's just like a knowing, and it's just boom, and it's all that, like he said, all this volumes and
It's like
volumes,
a
just boom.
flash, but you get so much information. It's almost like you experienced it in different way. I don't know. Yeah, it's so full. It's so hard to define. You're right. It's different though. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, that was one way. That was one of my BS meters.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
so they told you, huh? Okay.
Mm-hmm. That could be just talking to a spirit guide
Yeah.
or tuning
No.
into part of their own inner guidance, but that's not a download. Right.
No.
There's a difference. Big difference.
Any questions?
No, everybody's just chatting.
Let me see how long this one is real quick. All right, we're not going to start this one since we're going to do that little do our intent.
Okay.
This seems like it's going to be a long one. So we'll just do, I'll let you set up the intent, and then, maybe we can take some questions at the end. So how do you want to set this up?
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask chat. Are you guys good with sending love to your local areas? Because I think all of us we're all over the world, which is wonderful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you guys good with that? Spending 60 seconds and just sending love. Literally, like I literally saw, I'm gonna just get up in the sky real big and drop love emojis over the whole United States. So
Let's do that first, and then I'd also like to think maybe let's try to think of a certain thing, because a lot of people like to see, they like to see, they like, what's the word I'm looking for? They like to see results. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just like when they did that with the hurricane and whatnot. So first of all, let's do it for our own local areas, but I'd like to try to focus on maybe something that's going on. So maybe.
Is there anything right now? I don't know if there
Nothing
is.
can, that's what I was trying to think of. That's why I was
Yeah, I'm like,
trying
I
to do the
don't
first
know
one.
right now if there's anything crazy happening that we could see in effect.
I don't know. We'll just start here. Because I mean, I hadn't even been watching the news lately, so I couldn't even tell you. The only thing
I
going
know,
on
I'm terrible
is
too.
the
Yes, I
only.
know.
I mean, the only thing that they're talking about is that virus, and I don't know that you're really going to get real results where we could even tell that that would help or not. So
It's really crazy. When that big, huge global meditation happened, that was the first day since this thing hit that the actual numbers went down. It affected that. It definitely did. Yeah, I thought that was profound.
yeah,
Yeah.
Theory and Nut says the virus is alive. I mean, that seems to be my feeling, but I mean, it. Well, let me rephrase that. It's not necessarily a lie, but everything going on behind it is a lie. The
Yeah,
virus
I
is
don't think
real.
it's a lie, but everything that's being said about it isn't true.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, that's like right now they're pushing this. I'm not getting into that crap. Okay.
yeah.
Anyway, let's do the good intention. So I'm going to let you do this. This is your baby.
Well, you know what? Like I said, let's just send love. Send love to the planet in any way that you want, any way that you feel drawn to, if it's for healing, whatever you want. Just 60 seconds, just send love. Because if we can start doing this and we can get into resonance with one another, it's like a muscle. And every time we connect, we'll connect faster and faster and faster. And then we'll be able to do it all the time. And then even like if you're not conscious of it, if somebody in our little network is like needing assistance or help, they can focus on us as a group, and our souls and our higher selves can literally be present at that moment for whoever needs it. This is how we learn how to really truly support each other, guys. So it's huge.
I'll tell you what, it just turned 10:56. So go ahead and start the minute of silence in and just send out your good intent.
Yeah, that's it. I just 60 seconds.
That's a minute.
Okay, that's awesome.
Breathe out all the negative energy.
Yeah, that's like I love imagination. I love what I got to see.
A lot of people are saying send love and healing, and that's a given. If I'm doing anything like that, I'm sending it to the whole planet. I'm always, if I do
Yeah,
anything, I'm sending love and healing energy. That's just a
yeah,
part of my regimen, I guess.
absolutely. Yeah, it's we've built we've built a web, a matrix of light, like the crystalline, network, the crystal network. It's literally, this is a real thing, guys, and energetically, it's a real thing.
Yes, I was watching something, and I've heard whisperings of it. Real quick, this is a little topic I guess we can kind of close off with. But like I said, I've been watching history, and they were talking about Grand Central Station and the mural on top of Grand Central Station, which is uh, uh, the zodiacs, except it's look and it's with Ophiuchus included. So
Mhm.
it's the dawning of the age of Aquarius, and they're saying that the age of Aquarius is is an Illuminati plan that has been in motion for a long time. And the way it's portrayed in Grand Central Station is it's inverted. So as if you were looking down upon it instead of looking up at the sky.
Wow.
And it started making me think like, this is Illuminati plan been put and set in motion. And and that is definitely not in my reality at all. And I know how this was presented in my reality, so I can't buy into that notion. Maybe that.
So weird that you brought that up. I just had a thing I just wrote about Ophiuchus. Like I had like one of those like kind of downloads.
Uh-huh.
How you can't make this stuff up, Brian. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, please.
Okay, that's so weird. Literally, it was on 5/20/2020. But the serpent on the pole is Ophiuchus. It's the caduceus. It's the hidden sign. It's connected to the zodiac wheel. From Aries to Pisces, and now we enter Aquarius. Something has to do with the cross of Isis and the Red Cross, menstrual blood, starfire, fertility, bloody crosses, divine feminine, tree of life, 12 leaves or 12 fruits, Genesis, the genes of Isis. Set and Seth, they replaced Abel. And that's where we got Baal, the Lord. The Lord showed me that he is us and we are he. Just as the mind possesses good and evil, he possesses good and evil as well. The serpent will save you or it will slay you. So do what thou wilt means you choose. You have free will. There is no victim in this experience. The experience is a reflection of your choices and of your thoughts and your imagination. So you will create a reality as you see it in your mind. Imagination is the key. What you think about, you will bring about. The serpent is wisdom. The serpent is the part of the soul construct. It has given you the connection to the earth through the pole or the spinal column, the completion, the spinal complex of your body. This is the serpent on the pole. This gives you the activations of Kundalini and the Christos, the anointing, the energy. This is why it's hidden, and this is why you see its power and its abuse. It is cursed, and it's been cursed on us through the inversion of Ophiuchus being pharmaceutical. Big pharma.
Seems to spark a lot of chatter in chat. I mean, in the chat room too. So
okay, so then it goes on. It says to heal thyself through your own personal power and support of nature and plant medicine, or become destroyed by the power of the pharma and the caduceus inverted through pharmakia, black magic. Know that seeing the truth, that big pharma can save you or it can slay you. This inverted can obviously kill you. See the serpent. Do you give away your power or do you harness it? Do you work with the earth and the power within you? And will you have the power and the wisdom to activate the golden serpent that lies within? If you give your power away to the things outside of you, the dark serpent might lead to death. Medicine has its place, but not when it starts to profit and harm. Death and profit should not be a part of our medical systems. And right now, it seems to be the most of what we see. No cures, just more illness. If this is the 13th floor, the 13 means occult, it means hidden. The 13th floor, they always do not want you to know. The 13th is the power of the serpent. And then I heard the serpent is trying to devour the child about to be born. They want to stop the awakening by dulling the mind. Will you let it?
Speaking of pharmaceutical, there's Ryan SK.
Hi, Ryan. I
Good
saw.
to see you, buddy. Been on my mind a lot lately.
I also was shown too that this is like the serpent, the Ophiuchus, in the body. Because I looked up the zodiacs on, and it was hard to find, but it's in the sacrum. Ophiuchus in our body is in the sacrum, and that's where we used to have our tails before we lost our tails as human beings. And that also is the absolute inversion of the occipital part of the skull. So the occiput and the sacrum, they literally, they're mirrors of each other, and one goes to the bottom of the spine and one goes to the top. So they were showing me that this is the lunar and solar merging. This is why the Kundalini activates in the body. So the serpent Ophiuchus returning, that's why all of this V stuff is happening right now. And all of they want to stop the process of you connecting to the true serpent, which is the power of Ophiuchus. And when you're in resonance with that natural serpent, that's when huge awakening happens. Huge. And they're
You
trying to
know,
stop.
something come to mind while you were saying that. It was like, you know, the whole reason I started going back to doctors because, you know, I got the insurance and I supposed to have the back surgery, and you know, I've got so long to do it. Well, I've got basically the best insurance you can get, and so it'd be fully paid for. So that's why I had to start going back to the doctor. But you know what? You know, I was healthy until I started going back to the doctor, and they started putting me on these drugs again,
Yep.
and so I started going
Sometimes
back downhill.
yeah, something's just not right. And that's what they were showing me in this download. They were like, it's inverted. The inversion is pharma. They were like, the true golden serpent is your own natural healing abilities, and understanding that there's a problem right now within this system. And God knows there is a place for them in this system too, because surgeons,
Yeah,
my
and that's
God,
why
you
I'm
know, we
thankful
need them.
that people like
Yeah,
Ryan are getting involved, that are looking for these natural
correct.
cures
That's
and
right.
things like
There,
that.
there is the aspect of, my God, we need medicine. Oh my God, yes. But there's a lot going on right now that everybody's starting to get aware of, that, you know, might be detrimental to us. So within looking at these things, um, it, there's something powerful with that. And it's crazy that this Ophiuchus and the serpent wisdom is like, it's screaming right now. It's like, wake up, guys, because this can go both ways. And they keep saying it'll slay you or it'll save you.
True.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, that sparked a little discussion. I think, you know, it kind of makes me want to do a little show on that. And because, like I said, a lot of people, you know, of course, Steve, that's kind of in his wheelhouse anyway. But, you know, Brandy Robinson was saying that she was glad to touch on it. And that's something that I've been thinking about for a while. And I don't know why I happen to bring it up now, but I guess because it did spark some, you know, chatter and chat. So maybe, you know, maybe that's another. I know I talked to Steve about
You
doing
know,
like
we're
an
going to be
intro.
entering into that too, guys, when we get into the house of Scorpio, because it's in the house of Scorpio.
Exciting time to be alive.
It really is. Yeah. So, and you know, they keep saying in the fall, the second wave, the second, you know, so
Well,
yeah.
I mean, that's what I was going to say. Right? I mean, they're already pushing that China's going through it. China's
Let's
going
say,
through it.
let's
And I
flip
mean,
it around. Yeah, flip it around
and
and stay
especially, you
with
know, that I did happen to catch like I said, I didn't watch the news, but I saw like an ad for the news, and they were talking about all these people being at the beach, and all these cops are freaking out because they're breaking all this. Like,
yeah.
on that note,
Yeah,
you got
no.
anything good you want to say before we wrap her up?
I think it's a beautiful thing because I was seeing a lot of people today celebrating Memorial Day and hiking and walking and being in large gatherings together. And I just think that's fabulous. I saw a lot of patriotism today. I saw a lot of beautiful expressions of freedom and love and unity. And not one person was afraid, and not one person had their face covered. So to me, that was a huge positive sign for things to come, and a positive sign for healing, and a positive sign that a lot of people aren't being taken down by fear, because fear is 90% of what we're battling.
One thing that, you know, I did see a woman said that really kind of summed it up for me. All those people out there, you know, they know what the facts are,
Yeah.
and they're making their own conscious decision to make, you know, on
Hmm.
their own. So they
Absolutely.
will deal with the circumstances, whatever that may be, good or bad, or maybe nothing at all.
Right.
So
Like I said, everybody's here experiencing a different part of the reality, and that is based upon what you think and believe.
if it
So,
scares you, you're not out there being a part of it. So, hey,
well,
it's
it's like I said,
win-win, you know,
we
I
know
mean,
fear. fear is just a bad thing, because it doesn't do anything but cause pain and suffering. So yeah,
Absolutely.
get off that train as fast as you can.
Who you tell?
Yeah.
All right, well, folks, like I said, I'm gonna be working on some things. I'm glad to see Ryan SK back. Whenever you're ready to do a show, I'm ready, brother. So
Everybody send a big, huge wave of healing energy to Ryan's father. He was taken down with this
Yep.
serious illness, and he's struggled with it pretty extreme. So
Anybody that's out there that's dealing with these complications, let's send them some love and
powerful healing. He's supposed to be home soon, so pray he is home very soon, sooner than they think, and strong and good.
Absolutely. We love you, Ryan.
Yes, we do, Ryan. And we love your daddy too. Gonna send him lots of love.
Absolutely. And if folks out there, as well, I mean, I love y'all to pieces. You're the reason I'm here. Trust me. I could be sitting watching TV, but I'm glad I came because I feel so much better. And I needed this reading as much as y'all did. And I'm so glad that people are really getting a lot out of this.
Yeah.
That brings me more joy than you even know. So
me too.
We probably will be back next Sunday and Monday for this because I think we can wrap it up maybe in 2 more episodes. And I do want to get to that, the visible and invisible worlds of God. I'm telling you, I've kind of dove into this one a little bit, and y'all are going to really enjoy this one. So we'll get into that next. But anybody wants to do a show, like I said, Friday night, I would like to, if who was it that was saying that? Come on and read. I don't know. Johan, yeah. If you want to come on and join us, please send me an email or whatever. And anybody else that wants to come on and share something, like we did last week. I don't want to have 9 people on the screen again, but if there's 2 or 3 or 4 like to come join and share some things,
I must say, Brian, that turned out pretty good for your birthday.
It did. It turned out a lot better than I expected.
It was a wonderful podcast. It was a lot of fun. So thank you, and that was fun.
The only reason I don't want to get 9 is, like I said, there was a couple that didn't really get to get involved as much, and that's why I'd kind of like to keep it at a smaller.
It is hard.
I like to keep everybody involved. So
absolutely, and it is difficult with 9. Yeah. It is.
But anybody else that wants to do a show, hit me up this week. Hey, I'm open. Let's do it. Mm-hmm. Until then, be the frequency you want to receive, folks. I love you all, and thank you so much. I truly needed this. Thank you. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Good night.